episode of Keepin It Real Estate with Fran Campbell Team. I am your team member host today, Sophia Marr, and I want to welcome our first guest to the show. He is a lender extraordinaire. Let's welcome Nick Sutter. Put my applause there. Hey, welcome. Have a seat. So Nick is a lender here at the lake, like I mentioned. He's a small business owner. Nick, tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been in the business.
We started in 1998, and we're a mortgage banker, and we help provide mortgage loans to your customers.
And he does a great job. I use Nick all the time. We probably have like 30 closings a year. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah. We had a good year.
So we're a good team. That's why I chose him as our first guest. He's my favorite. I'm sorry if you other lenders out there are watching this. You guys are my second favorite. Anyway, okay, so there's a lot of different topics that we could talk about with the lender here and all his knowledge, but we wanted to try to focus in on one topic that would be helpful to the viewers. So we decided to share information about credit scores. So Nick is going to be answering some questions and kind of sharing his insight about different things. So let's start kind of like Barney level, and then we could get a little bit more advanced. So tell us, what is a credit score, and why should someone care what your credit score is?
Well, your whole credit score is based on your interest rate, the cost of the loan, the higher score, the more you can afford, and the lower your rate is going to be.
Got it. So the higher the credit score, the lower my payment's going to be, and it's going to save me money.
Based upon same given loan amount.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about where your credit score comes from.
It comes from a couple different bureaus. I mean, there's Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. There's a couple other out there, but those are the three biggies, and it's based upon your credit history. The lenders,
so how do they get your history? Like how do they
the lenders report, or the bank's creditors, they just report to these bureaus.
Okay.
Occasionally, some rural banks will only report to one place to save money, but that's credit report companies. The misconception, all they are is a messenger. They just take the information from the creditors.
From the creditors.
Yeah.
So if there's ever something that's wrong on a credit report, it would be because it was misreported by a creditor.
And it does happen quite a bit down here. I mean, overall, there's some errors on it.
So how would somebody find out what's on their credit report?
You can get your free report once a year. It's annual freecredit.com, and you can get your report. It doesn't give you a score, but it gives you your report.
Okay.
And you can see what's on it and make changes if you need to dispute it.
So if there's something wrong, they can try to fix it.
Dispute it on it.
Okay, give us an example of what is a good credit score.
For mortgages, it's 740 or higher is considered perfect. Now again, that's the Credit Karmas, your free ones are a completely different score system. On average, the freebies are about 25 to 40 points higher than what ours are. But 740 is the number you want to shoot for.
So if somebody has one of those apps and they're doing the free credit report or free score, so you're saying that could be different than what the actual company has?
Yeah, the mortgage reports actually grade you on how you make your payments.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that we can tell if you make the minimum payment on a credit card or if you pay an extra $100 a month. They know all that, and it gets reported.
So the free services don't necessarily know that?
No, they won't do that.
So you told us a little bit about what is a good score and what is a great score, and you said you needed a 740 to be like, that constitutes a good score. So what in your credit report would give me that score?
You want established accounts, usually 3 years old or older. You want the balance to your credit limits 25% or under. And old trade lines. Closing credit cards is a no-no. I mean, the older they are, the better your score is going to be.
So I don't think that people know that. I think that people think like if you're not using it, you need to cancel
Leave it
all
open.
those old accounts.
That's the first thing I tell customers. Never close a card. I mean, if they do charge you a yearly fee, call them up and complain. They'll waive it.
Oh, okay.
But what you don't want to do is close a card that's you've had for 20 years and then go get a brand new credit card, you'll lose 60 points overnight.
Really? So you lost that history?
You lost all
yeah,
that history.
So that's great advice, because I mean, I don't think that I knew that.
And another example, people pay off car loans faster. I mean, if you got extra money and it's 0%, just keep the car loan going. Paying off an installment loan early doesn't help you. It actually will hurt you because now you lost that history.
Really?
On it. Other factors, again, the credit card utilization, you want 25% or less when you're doing it. Now, one thing we have customers say we pay the credit cards off every month. The problem with that is the credit card companies only report on your statement date. So there's no way for your credit card to show 0 unless you don't use it.
Got it.
So if you run, $5,000 a month through your card for airline miles, you got to almost kind of time it.
So if you're paying your card off every month, you're not even getting credit for that because
Well,
it's
you
the
are,
day
but
of your
the
stay.
day I run the credit report is what it's going to show. And if the
Okay.
statement date's the 10th of the month, we'd want to run the credit on the 11th because then it should show what you just paid them. It's only the
So when you say 25%, does that mean 25% of the credit that's available
Yeah,
to me I should be using?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes, when 0%, it's a financial decision. Do you max the card out at 0%? Sure. But if you want to go buy a house, at that time you want to plan.
Got it.
You want to try to get everything around 25%. And again, they can't, really want old trade lines. Don't be opening up brand new trade lines.
And don't max it out if it's 0%, if that's going to expire in 6 months and you're not going to be able to pay it off.
Right. Again, 0%, 0%. But if you're planning for a house in the next 6 months, that's what you want to do. You've got to keep it under 25%.
So tell us a little bit about what advice you would give someone who's just starting out about like what to do, how to get a good credit score.
Well, you need to get credit, and that's. If you're young, the best, quickest way is to get on your parents' credit card, like an authorized user, and then you'll instantly get their credit for that.
So if you have an 18-year-old that has no credit, and I put my 18-year-old on my card, he gets credit for my good.
Yeah.
See, I don't think that people know that. That's huge.
It works quite a bit. Naturally, you don't want to get them on a card that's maxed out.
Well, okay, that's
They're not gonna get
probably,
paid,
yeah.
but that's the idea.
If somebody has good credit.
Right,
then.
it does help. It'll get them a score instantly. They'll go from 0 to, we've had people go from 0 to 760 overnight.
So tell me what somebody would do so when I turned 18, I didn't have any parents nearby me to throw me on a card. So what would I have done just out on my own? I don't make a lot of money. Do people even want to give me a credit card?
Yeah, you can get, the worst case is called secure credit cards. You put like $250 or $200 to the bank, Capital One, and they'll give you a credit card.
So basically they're giving you credit with your own money, but it still
Correct.
counts as getting a credit card.
Yeah, it's like, in some banks will go, give a $500 CD, they'll give you a credit card.
So even if with no credit, I can at least get
you can
something
start.
and that'll start
Yeah,
giving me credit history.
You'll start, correct. The rates aren't going to be pretty, but at least.
But at least it's history.
Yeah. And it takes 6 months of activity before you even get a score. That's why the authorized user trick or getting on your folks or kids stuff is going to get you much quicker.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So tell me if somebody they've made some mistakes, they got behind on their bills, they lost their job, and so they've tanked their credit score. What can people do to build it back up?
It's just, it's going to be time, really. It's all, you got to start making payments on time, and each month's going to get better and better on it. Again, getting on somebody else's card would help.
Okay, so there's ways to kind of speed up the process.
You can get on a parent's credit card or vice versa. As a joint person, it'll help.
Okay.
Joint account.
Oh, this is great. You've been very informative. So, Nick Sutterer is a great lender here at the lake. If you want to reach out to him or use him as your lender, MHQmortgage.com is your website?
Correct.
or you could call him at 573-302-9990.
There you go.